What does it feel like to carry a burden on our heads? An illness that is rarely seen and sometimes just felt by whoever is carrying it. Cases of mental illness among youth in Nairobi are slowly coming to the limelight. Once considered a personal struggle, mental health patients today begin to come out open and share their conditions. We present to you Beneath the Surface, a documentary looking into the weight of pain, trauma, and everyday challenges. While some have borne positive results, others have failed to take off just in time or ended up in eternal rest. Lois Okello is a psychologist in Nairobi who helps both young and old people take care of their mental health.
The greatest challenge we have is the youth or young people are being ignored. Their issues are being ignored and nobody wants to listen to them. And what I hear a lot when parents are talking concerning the youth issues, they are saying, I provide everything for you. You know, you don't have a reason to struggle. So why would I again, take you to see a health or a mental health practitioner when I'm giving you food, I'm providing for clothes, so you should actually be the most comfortable person. And that is one of the saddest thing. The assumption is that, the youth still get into relationships, they still get stressed. The exams in itself, the exams that they do could also be a source of discomfort, but also we have parents who do not, even imagine that their children could be having, the mental illnesses, the clinical mental illnesses that are generally, inherited from the family. Issues of schizophrenia are inherited from the family, but you find that it's assumed that they should be okay because someone is providing for them. And that's quite a sad note. So they end up going to seek help when already they are at almost the edge of being disillusioned.
It is estimated that 20% of youths globally experience mental health conditions. Young people go through mental stigma, which is a major barrier to seeking help. So we are going to talk to students today and also youth in Nairobi about their day-to-day challenges and how they would wish the community and society at large to help them lift the heavy burden from their shoulders.
I got to understand that some things happen in life that are meant to act as a pedestal or a stepping stone to help you rise up to become a stronger person and a better version of yourself.
For young people my age, let alone students, most of them face peer pressure and wanting to fit into a social class that they don't belong to, which makes them go do very weird things. And as a result of doing those things that they do, they get depression and they go through a series of depression and also anxiety, not being able to fit into a certain class that they want to fit in.
You realize when we talk about mental health, it is basically how these people think, how they feel, and quite a bit of the behavior. And so we are seeing a lot of issues of behavior that is coming in because of, like we've mentioned, their relationship at home, because a lot of the homes are dysfunctional, and then quite a number of them also because of the lack of being affirmed from home and also getting into relationships that seem to be platooning, Today they have this friend and the friend has left, today they have this other person. And so you find that a lot of them get stressed and depressed. And of course that has a lot to do with what causes them to get into the issue of use of alcohol and other drugs. So we know that until we help them to understand and appreciate themselves, but also to get into relationships that are behavior correct, meaning that they don't put so much of their heart into the behavior, then we'll have a lot of mental health issues that arise from the way they are behaving and also they are acting.
I literally stay in my bed just scrolling through TikTok. When my phone is like at 1%, I just connect it to the cable, switch the side I'm lying on, and then I watch videos for as long as I want. And for Twitter, I'd say I get information from there. And let me just say the memes and the friendly banter.
The common signs that is always looked at in terms of mental well-being and even general well-being is anything that affects how someone is eating, anything that affects sleep, and anything that affects how someone maybe is relating with other people, particularly for the youth, the relationships. You might even find their relationship with their siblings, a younger brother, an older brother, beginning to get sour. So, and then a lot of it has to go on their image, the personal image. Are there any changes that you're seeing that are completely off? That they've suddenly changed their hairstyle. They have suddenly changed the way they are dressing. And they have suddenly changed even their timing, their time for coming in to the house, or even what they do generally. And then language, you know, the issue of disrespect, the issue of being rude, outrightly rude. So their language and their demeanor are things that we need to look out for. Yeah, generally speech, behavior, and personal image is a very good sign into knowing that something might be changing, maybe for the better or for the worse.
There's a lot of stigma around mental health because it's not talked about a lot. So once you talk about it, you're kind of deemed like a weak person. Yes. And you shouldn't be weak, which is wrong. So, and also like there's limited awareness in mental health, like it's not talked about a lot.
I believe when it is policy, like it is being said in the entire country, we have the best policy. We have the best policies for mental health care. It was even revised with very great minds, bringing in what needs to be done. And they emphasized on the multidisciplinary approach to healthcare, where we have everyone from the spiritual to the learning institution to the families and to the society taking care of mental health wellness. But the most important for me is this aspect of creating awareness. I think awareness is a very powerful tool. That when somebody is aware of what mental health looks like and what mental illnesses look like, then they could be compassionate enough to be able to seek help when it is required. The other thing has to do with the compliance. You know, this issue of everywhere drugs are accessible. You know, in schools, you find even the support staff bringing in drugs for children. You find in the church arena, in the spiritual arena, people are still being able to, they don't have role models. So it's very important for us to look at it from a broad perspective, but over and above is just to be able to model. Could we have models, you know, in various spaces, like in the spiritual spaces, we have role models in the family, we have role models in the society, and then supporting these youth because they still don't have a lot of control. So supporting them not to easily access some of the things that now make them, you know, get into addiction and then finally mental illnesses. I think Nairobi is the most privileged in terms of mental health facilities, and that includes both where you can get very affordable, very affordable kind of mental health care. But there's a lot of stigma that sometimes surround some of these institutions, but the government is working very hard. Now we have the youth center at Kenyatta National Hospital. We have Mathare Mental Health Facility is now giving these services at very affordable prices. And then we have several, you know, counseling centers. But I can tell you they are also toll-free. Like now, Kenya Red Cross has a toll-free line where they are able. And then if you check a lot of the social media, you find people who are now giving those services free. And then now so many churches, so many spiritual institutions are already also integrating, you know, these services within their other activities and ministries. So wherever you are, and any other center, you know, a medical center facility within any place that somebody is able also to offer that service and also to be able to give referrals. So they just need to walk into whichever facility, particularly the health facilities.
Be brave and be yourself, and also love yourself, because no one else is going to love you as much as you love yourself. And I said this before during the radio podcast, you're supposed to put yourself first, put your mental health first, and everything else will fall into place. And also be close to God.
The lecturers in this school, our vice chancellor, like anyone should be able to, like, once in a while they talk to students, words of advice. And also, like, in the university they can have like youth leaders, people who like have clubs to do with mental health to help people. Parents also should be able to like talk to their kids, get to know their kids, and understand, and no judgment. I love no judgment zones, yeah. And also friendships. You know, at times they can let off some steam with their friends.
First things first is, as a person, knowing yourself, knowing what you're going through and accepting that you're going through it. And after accepting that you're going through a certain thing, you ask for help, because there are people out here who are willing to help you. So if someone is going through a particular thing, they should just ask for help, go for counseling and therapy and all that.
This is my mantra to anybody who is interested in supporting and helping people with mental health, that every behavior you see would make sense if you cared to listen. And if you cared to listen, you would have the compassion to guide and support somebody. So if only someone could have a listening ear, we would be having some people who would have lost hope getting to a point where someone cares for them and gives them hope.
#Mind Matters.